From the moment of his birth, speed and cunning defined him. In a cave on Mount Cyllene under the shadow of dawn, the infant Hermes opened his eyes, saw the world and decided to outwit it. He was the son of Zeus and the nymph Maia, one of the quiet daughters of Atlas who hid from the turmoil of Olympus. Yet the child she bore would refuse to hide. Before the sun completed its first climb that day, Hermes had already escaped his cradle and begun a lifetime of mischief. He moved like a thought crossing the mind of Zeus, too fast to catch, too clever to control. Wandering the fields, he discovered the cattle of Apollo grazing in the morning light. With delight, the newborn thief stole them, driving the herd backward so their hoofprints led the wrong way. He even fashioned sandals of woven reeds for his own feet to mask his trail. When Apollo confronted him later, Hermes lay wrapped in blankets, pretending innocence. The argument shook Olympus until Zeus intervened, laughing at the brilliance of his youngest son. To make peace, Hermes offered Apollo a gift, a lyre he had just invented from a tortoise shell and stretched sinew. Music softened anger, and thus the god of prophecy forgave the trickster. From that day, wit and reconciliation became Hermes's domain. As he grew, Hermes took on roles no other god could fill. Zeus made him herald of Olympus, the messenger who crossed all boundaries. With winged sandals upon his feet and a traveler's cap upon his head, he could move through air, land, and sea faster than any wind. Where Hera's authority governed oaths and Zeus's thunder enforced justice, Hermes delivered the words that set events in motion. He was the divine communicator, the connection between command and action. His powers extended beyond speech. Hermes could slip through walls, pass unseen among mortals, and guide the souls of the dead to Hades. In that dark office he was called Psychopompos, the guide of souls, leading spirits with gentle voice rather than chains. To the living, he was patron of travelers and merchants, god of crossroads and commerce, protector of boundaries and trade. To thieves, he was their clever patron, for who better to bless cunning than the master of it? Hermes's symbols carried meaning in every line. The caduceus, his staff entwined by two serpents, represented harmony through exchange, the balance of opposites, the safe crossing between worlds. His sandals and cap, often feathered, showed the freedom of movement. The tortoise recalled invention, the first instrument born from curiosity. In myth after myth, Hermes served as mediator. When Zeus sought to deliver commands, Hermes carried them without bias. When gods quarreled, he soothed tempers with charm and logic. He rescued Ares from captivity, guided Perseus to Medusa, and led Priam safely through the Greek camp to ransom his son Hector. Wherever diplomacy, wit, or swift action were needed, Hermes appeared, never staying long, never lingering, always moving. The Greeks understood Hermes as the principle of motion itself: commerce, language, exchange, and even thought. He was the god of transitions, birth and death, travel and trade, deception and discovery. Markets honored him with stone pillars called Hermes, simple square columns topped with his head and marked with his symbol. These stood at roadsides and doorways, reminding every traveler that safety and luck came from respect for Hermes. Yet Hermes's cunning could humble even the proud. When Argus Panoptes, the hundred-eyed watchman, guarded Io, a woman transformed by Hera's jealousy, Zeus sent Hermes to free her. Hermes played his flute and told endless stories until Argus's many eyes closed one by one. Then he struck, ending the watchman's life and earning the name Argeiphontes, slayer of Argus. From that act came both Hera's peacock, adorned with Argus's eyes, and Hermes's reputation as god of sly deliverance. His humor often softened divine cruelty. When Zeus's commands threatened mortals, Hermes would twist them into mercy. When Aphrodite's charms tangled gods in trouble, Hermes could laugh and untangle them. He was neither good nor evil, but balance in motion, the current that kept heaven and earth connected. In philosophy, Hermes came to symbolize intellect that translates divine will into mortal understanding. The term hermeneutics, the art of interpretation, still carries his name. In Egypt, he merged with Thoth, god of wisdom, becoming Hermes Trismegistus, thrice great patron of alchemists and seekers of hidden knowledge. But the earliest Greeks saw him not as sage, but as energy, life's restlessness, the curiosity that drives invention and travel. His festivals celebrated trade, music, and friendly competition. Athletes prayed to him for speed, merchants prayed for profit, messengers for safe return. Hermes' legacy endures because he represents adaptability, the ability to cross lines others fear to approach. He proves that intelligence can coexist with humor, that deceit can serve justice, and that the world's borders are meant to be crossed, not feared. When wind stirs at a mountain pass, or a voice whispers clever advice in a traveler's ear, the Greeks once said Hermes had passed by, the god who moves as fast as thought. Hermes, messenger, trickster, guide, and bridge between worlds, reminds humanity that motion is life and understanding the key to every door. Educational storytelling, not religious content.